Without fire was frozen in the stream of tears. They still think of the past. And too many fullness. Day after day. Misery. And too many fullness. Day after day. Your passion, take it from me.
What is good, people? It is the KOA podcast. I am Satsuki the Savage. He is everything animated. What is good with you fine folks tonight?
Hello, everybody. This is the King of Anime podcast, and we are in for a special treat tonight.
Yeah.
If you've seen the announcement, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. And if you're watching us live, you can see right there on the topic screen down below, we are talking about Journal with Witch for the first time on this podcast.
Yeah. We do killing, we do passing, we even have done reviving. But on some occasions, we do recruitment where we bring in an anime that's already far along in the season, and we decide to talk about it. I think this is like one of 4 times we've done this, from my recollection.
I think so.
Like the ones I
recall,
Licorice Recoil, Higehiro. I'm sorry. Journal with Witch now, and I think it was something. I think it was something before. I could be wrong. That I can't even remember. But yes. You see the lineup. Journal with Witch has been added. Yes, we are far along in the series. We only got 3 more episodes left of it, but I still think it is worth discussing. So discuss we shall when we get to it. But first and foremost, I feel like I say this every single time we do this now. I can't pretend I'm not going to start the preamble because yeah, what I'm about to tell y'all is not good news at all.
We got some that's gonna make you upset.
Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
Okay, so this could be very huge. Okay, so hold on. I remember to put the news thing on there on time. I never remember to do that. Okay, so Crunchyroll got hit with a class action lawsuit over allegedly disclosing anime viewing habits to a third party, stealing information. They've been busted for doing this thing before, so they said, why not again?
We're sorry. We're sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how much they had to pay off for that lawsuit, but I remember users getting some money back because of that whole fiasco, and that was like 2-3 years ago. And here we are, 2026, and they're doing it once again. Which honestly, this isn't new from these, for these sites, for these businesses. They steal our information without our consent and sell it because that's just how things are done on the internet, pretty much.
Yeah. How many times do we have to keep teaching you this lesson, old man?
Yeah.
Just fucking A.
So I'm going to read off some details. I'm actually going to read this off from a Reddit post. Not that I have an article, but the article is like really get into the nitty gritty of like the law jargon and everything. But I found a Reddit post that was very concise on it. So shout out to Marvel's Grantman 136 on Reddit for giving us a very concise, detailed overview of this whole thing, because that is what I'm about to read off. And he says, Crunchyroll has been hit with a class action lawsuit for alleged violations of the Video Privacy Protection Act, VPPA. Plaintiffs argue that without consumer consent, Crunchyroll knowingly disclosed personal identifiable information to a third party, such as email addresses, device IDs, and anime titles being streamed on the platform. The conduct of Crunchyroll, which has yet to respond to the lawsuit or request for comment given advance notice of the article, was described as particularly egregious, given that it settled a lawsuit in 2023 over similar VPPA violations. So yeah, 3 years ago. Specifically,
Fantastic.
the lawsuit alleges that Crunchyroll violated the VPPA through its app, which embedded a software development kit SDK from a marketing company called Braze. Basically, it alleges that the Crunchyroll app includes app development tools from Braze, the SDK, that supports it for custom operations such as marketing. Braze enables companies to send notifications, in-app messages, and email campaigns. The lawsuit alleges that Crunchyroll has been disclosing information without consent since at least 2022. And to get further in it, I had this in front of me. I'm going to look it up again. The class action lawsuit was looking to sue. I got to look up the specific number, but it was somewhere in the thousands. Somewhere in the thousands for every single person in on a class action lawsuit. So this could be something that costs Crunchyroll billions if a judge rules in their favor. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
And when we do, we need to have the same juror from JJK to pass judgment.
Guilty. Yeah.
Man.
What can you say? Even when you try to do things the legal way, and this is not me trying to, advocate for pirating and whatnot. It's just kind of depressing that when you do try to do things the right way, you get screwed over anyways, no matter what you do.
Yep, that's the world we live in anymore. Swear to God.
Yeah. Well, in other news, this is pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. Nintendo sues the US government. Yes, you heard that right. Over tariffs. This article is on gamesindustry.biz and it is written by Sophie McEvoy. So I'm going to read the article. Nintendo of America has filed a lawsuit against the US government over the initiation and administration of unlawful trade measures last year. In a complaint obtained by Aftermath, lawyers for Nintendo are asking the U.S. Court of International Trade to refund the tariffs paid with interest since they were imposed. The filing accused various U.S. government agencies of collecting more than $200 billion in tariffs
with a capital B.
With a capital B, big billion, on imports from nearly all countries. The defendants listed in the suit include the U.S. Department of the Treasury, the Department of Homeland Security, the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative, Customs and Border Protection, and the Department of Commerce. Nintendo of America has standing to sue because it is the importer of record for goods that were subject to the International Emergency Economic Powers Act duties. The firm's lawyer said Nintendo manufactures the majority of its hardware and accessories in Vietnam and China. The platform holder confirmed that the suit has been filed, but nothing else to share on the topic. Yeah.
They also made I think it was like the U.S. Supreme Court rule that the tariffs were unconstitutional, and now all those are money supposed to be going back, supposedly.
I don't even know what in unconstitutional means in this regime, because
Seriously.
it's like you can't do this, that's illegal, and then it continues to be done. So I don't know what that means anymore at this point. It's kind of just
No.
like a warning or something, like a wrong way sign in Mario Kart. You can follow it if you want.
But yeah, it is kind of ironic in a way how Nintendo always sues everybody as long as they're getting the money and they got the patents on things or whatever. Oh, how dare the U.S. government charge us extra so that we sell overseas? Oh, how dare they? But again, they ruled the tariffs were unconstitutional or something. I swear I heard something about that not that long ago. But now they're suing them, and it's like, Nintendo, you guys don't have enough money. Also, they jacked up the prices of their Switches, and I'm talking about the old Switches that came out almost 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, to make up for the fact that they were paying for those tariffs. But since the tariffs are null and void now, you would think that they would lower those prices now, right? Nope. They're still the same price now. And I'm just like, Nintendo, what are you doing? But Nintendo has lost their way a long time ago. So it's like, at this point, it's just par for the course. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the US government or if it's Joe Schmo down the street that made a simulator.
Yeah. Is that an emulator?
Oh my god, no. All for your mama.
Oh, speaking of headlocks, did you off topic, but did you watch that UFC fight?
No. No, I didn't.
I'm not into UFC like that, but it was a BMF fight, like bad motherfucker fight. And a lot of people were disappointed because it was, pure submission. Yeah. So,
I missed it.
A lot of like casual fans, me, weren't too happy about it. I mean, actually, I enjoyed the fight. I thought it was actually pretty entertaining just because I can't think of his name, but he was just dominating that fight. Every time, as soon as the match would start, he would try to grapple him, get him, pin him down, and he would pin him down for virtually the whole match. It was actually, I was like, damn. I wouldn't want to fight against this, but it's like I said, it's entertaining to watch.
Let me see if I can find some quick news, at least on the hopefully more positive side of things when it comes to anime.
Well, I will say Dorohedoro released a PV, I'm pretty sure, for its second season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that you wanted me to finish season 1 of. But then you were just like, don't finish the manga.
Yeah, when I read the manga, and I don't think the anime is going to get to the part where I kind of was like, about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed all the content in season 1. And I'll probably enjoy a lot of content in season 2 as well. But for the whole manga, it hit one point and I was just like, nah, not as great as I thought it was.
Okay. Well, in other news, One Piece live action season 2 actually comes out really soon. Like, I think it comes out tomorrow. That's how soon it comes out. So,
damn.
Be on the lookout for season 2 of One Piece, the live action. I guess speaking of One Piece, since I have it on the mind, I guess the actual truth to the One Piece has been buried in the ocean now. Like Oda actually made a thing, put it in a chest, and put it at the bottom of our actual ocean.
Yeah, I seen something like that. Nobody's gonna know what the One Piece is, man. I don't even know if Oda really knows what the One Piece is, to be honest with you, because the expectations for it are so grandiose. I feel like there's going to be no answer that can satisfy a majority of the fans,
Yeah. I mean, I just imagine someone go down there bring it up, open it up, and it's like tickets to the SpongeBob SquarePants movie or something.
It's gonna be a crude drawing of a middle finger. Dumbass.
Okay, I guess this will be the last bit of news today. Remember the Megan Thee Stallion anime I was telling you about?
Yes.
Well, apparently there's a leak. It was at some kind of con where the main character is beating people up with her butt.
I saw.
Which, you know what? I'm all for it.
Well, okay.
I'm all for it.
I thought you were gonna say something else because allegedly that's not coming from an anime that's being released. That is just something that's going to be in a music video that she is doing. Yeah, so
Again, 2 thumbs way up if I was Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that, everybody, is your KOA news.
All right. So, it is time to get into our first anime of the day. And that is none other than Kaguya-Sama, episode 10. So, it wasn't a battle for cake. It was the battle for it was the battle to pass off the cake.
Party wouldn't remember, but they were just so like taken aback by that. I love how both of them were like, I have to itch my nose, hold on. When they were really just like so touched. It's like, he remembers, she remembers. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like we haven't seen an episode like this in a while where we have literal kind of like balls to the walls, where it's just like the whole kind of cat and mouse, like who's gonna blink first type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, okay, it's return of that right now.
Yeah, so we had the Cake Cold War, where we're basically piggybacking off of what happened last episode with Kaguya getting a cold, Shirogane jumping in the bed, or Kaguya pulling Shirogane into the bed, them sleeping with each other but not actually having sex or anything lewd of the sort. But things being a little awkward between the two, even though Kaguya knows that nothing happened. She's weird about it because she starts to become insecure that Shirogane didn't make a move on her, thinking that maybe he just wasn't attracted to her or something of the sort. And of course, that's making things awkward for Shirogane because Kaguya's acting frigid towards him. So they just decide to use his cake as a medium to express their weird and awkward feelings for each other. I just like the part where Kaguya says the cake is saying it wants you to eat them. And then Shirogane says, he said, that's ridiculous. A cake can't talk. And then she was like, you can't prove that.
Just for one, you can't prove the fact that I know the cake can talk. Science doesn't lie.
Yeah, it's just completely stupid. And then Ishigami is just sitting here watching like his 2 parents fight, and he decides to go get Auntie Chica to calm things down, which he does by just eat it, because they're about to actually feed each other the cake mutually, which I think the cake is basically an allegory for their relationship of like how they would progress things, because they both have so much pride. It's kind of like one side can't do more than the other, so the only way to really go forward with these two is for them to both take the step forward at the same time simultaneously. And so that's kind of like what the cake exchange, the almost cake exchange, is about. But Chika puts the kibosh on that, says stop fighting, and they stop fighting.
Num num. And then she eats both the pieces.
Yeah.
If none of you can play nice, I'm just gonna have to eat the cake.
Yeah. Breaking up breaking up fights sometimes is rewarding, you know?
Yeah.
But the real villain of this whole fiasco was the principal, because he actually had 3 cakes for everybody, for Ishigami, for Kaguya, and for Shirogane, but he decided to eat one, and
His fat ass.
and then it spiraled up to this whole thing. So that was like, you know, because Kaguya-Sama basically does like multiple episodes in one. So that was one side of the episode. The other side is Shirogane asking Ishigami for advice, love advice that is, and Kaguya asking Kashiwagi for love advice. And how did you feel about the advice that they were getting?
I mean, I think both of the advice was very much from a certain perspective. And by that I mean you kind of have it written here where good old Ishigami is very much the red pilled, like, fuck them women, oh, I hate that. And then the other side is, I don't know, I think this is the same woman that really didn't have that much experience, but also kind of didn't even want to be in a relationship to begin with. She just was kind of like forced into it because of the Commandant.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both of the advice was just not good advice.
Yeah, see, it's weird because I want to say they both equally didn't get good advice, but I just feel like Ishigami's was way worse because his obviously comes from a place of bitterness. At the very least, it seemed like Kashiwagi was coming from a place of, I don't know if you hear that, but somebody has their alarm going off.
I do. I hear that. Time to kill them.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay. Here he comes. He's gonna kill him off. Did you get him?
I got them, but the car's still going off.
Maybe you should have waited till he turned the car off, then got him.
I like the way you think.
Now this alarm's gonna go off forever.
I think it's off now. But
oh, sweet.
Yeah. But yeah. Ishigami's advice, it just felt like it was coming from a place of bitterness, while it felt like Kashiwagi's advice just came from a place of ignorance, because Kaguya's telling her side of the story, and this often happens when you tell your side. You are including your bias. You can't really give an objective overview of it. So it's from Kashiwagi, also her being a girl too, is kind of like, you know, she's kind of reaffirming Kaguya's feelings on the whole thing. And I do think she got the wrong advice in terms of not being understanding to Shirogane's plight. But again, I don't think it was as bad as Ishigami's advice, because Ishigami he was like, oh my God, fuck that bitch. How dare she? I was like,
she just leads you along like that and expects you to just not do anything, man. Fuck them. Yeah, this man has his own self-Reddit, and he talks all kinds of mad jargon when it comes to women. I'm almost positive.
It's still going off, by the way.
I thought it stopped.
It did for like 10 seconds.
Did another acorn fucking fall on it? What the hell?
Stopping again. Let's give it like 15 seconds to see if it does it again. I have no idea what they're doing.
I'll say, hopefully someone is not breaking into it.
Shoot, I hope they break into it and leave. Just leave. Like, just get what
You're like,
get what you're coming for.
Oh, thank God they stole the vehicle. It is now gone.
Yeah.
It's driving down the street with the alarm blaring.
I gotta
Isn't
hold
that
on.
sad though?
Well, no, it can't be mine. Mine is on
Well,
the
what I
other
was gonna
side.
say is isn't that sad though that like the alarm itself is supposed to be like a deterrent for
Yeah.
criminals, but now people just look at it as, oh, it's just an annoying sound. I hope the sound just stops because it's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not going to deter someone who really wants to steal your car. Let's just be real.
I mean, nobody even looks anymore. Everybody just, like, if they're sleeping, they roll over, put the pillow over their head, and they go, "Shut up, shut up, shut up."
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
But yeah, they both get their advice, and I guess to Shirogane and Kaguya's credit, they get the advice, but they internalize it. They don't just completely follow whatever was being told to them. In fact, with Shirogane and Ishigami, Shirogane basically just tells Ishigami to chill. He's like, relax, brother. You're going off on the deep end. Like, why are you yelling?
this is to all the women that told me no. Oh,
Jesus. But
they shunned me.
yeah. But Kaguya and Shirogane meet up in a hallway, and Shirogane kind of he kind of reassures Kaguya by saying that this is going to sound so weird. He was like, I actually did touch you. Just your lips, though. It was really innocent. And, you know, that gives Kaguya the confidence that
I scratched my nuts and then I touched your lips.
fuck. Yeah, we're through.
I didn't wash my hands.
We're through.
She just goes ghost white.
If you are crazy if you admit to something like that. But yeah, he admits that, so that gives Kaguya the confidence that Shirogane is attracted to her. So, you know, she repays the touching con by touching his lips, and
She scratched her crotch.
hopefully not. Hopefully we don't see a deleted scene like that. That's actually scary. But yeah. You know, and Shirogane is just not, you know, standing there blushing. So it's like, oh, okay, they're being, you know, they're repaying the affection, so to speak.
They're being cutesy. And honestly, I feel like this is one of the first moments where you get something cutesy in this anime. Instead of just I win, you lose, I'm the grandiose person. This is almost not almost, it is a very touching moment. Like a really cute, like, oh, they like each other kind of moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just always good whenever they decide to just stop. They let their guards down and just be real with each other for a second. You know, they didn't go all the way, so to speak, with, you know, confessing to each other or anything like that. But little leaks of how they really feel coming out, again, when they let their guard down, it's always cool to see. And
Nice and wholesome.
yeah. And pretty much the last part of the episode was them revisiting this whole summer break trip that they have planned. And Chica has a lot of plans. She's going to fucking Hawaii. What was the other place she said she was going?
She was going to Spain. Because
Yeah.
in Spain, they do this whole, that's an actual thing. The tomato festival where they throw tomatoes at people.
What?
It's a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do know it's in Spain.
Okay.
And she's over there just dancing. Aloha, Hawaii, yay! She's just going to all these places. It's like she's definitely a rich politician daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, she has the audacity. Chica has the audacity to get mad at the rest of the student council because they're like, well, Ishigami is like, and I really like this moment from him. because Shirogane and Kaguya are going to basically let the moment slip away from them because they're both too petrified to just admit that they want. Yeah, they just they're in their own head about saying blatantly that they want to hang out with each other over the summer break, because everybody knows that if you admit that you want to hang out with your friends who are of the opposite sex, that means you're attracted to them and you want to fuck them. So they're like, can't do it. But Ishigami, being the fourth wheel in this whole thing, is just like, I want to hang out with you guys. I'm a first year, you guys are second years.
Yeah.
I may not get the opportunity to hang out with you guys since you're different grades. Let's hang out and let's go to this festival for summer break. And they jump on the opportunity. They, Kaguya, Shirogane, jump on the opportunity and go, good idea. And again, Chika has the audacity to go, because they planned the day. They're like, yeah, we should go on like on the 24th. And Chika's like, no, but I'm going to Spain that day. And they're like, what do you want us to do? Like, yeah, you're going to Hawaii, you're going to here. And it's just like, you can't leave without me. And it's like, Ishigami's like, yes, we can. We absolutely can.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a dick move to really be like that. Like, honestly, if I was in that position, that's one of those, look, I understand we all want to hang out. I have plans already. Don't let me hold you guys up. You guys go and have fun, because but no, Chika decides you guys don't want to leave without me. Yeah, and Ishigami's like, oh fuck yeah, we are. I mean, come on, you're not even going to one. You're going to two fucking trips during summer break.
She's going to two different fuck a state, two different continents. Yeah,
and she's just, instead of being understanding and going, you're right. That's probably a little bit much for me to ask. So you guys have fun. Instead, she cries like a little baby and says, cut your hair, hippie, and then runs away.
I actually like, though, Ishigami was finally vindicated here, because, he was, after he saw Chika run off, he thought, like, once again, he fucked things up, didn't read the room right. So he's kind of moping about it, but Kaguya, Shirogane both grab his shoulders like, no, you were right this time.
When the president and vice president say you got it right, it's just like, okay, I've been vindicated. Hell yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty nice moment. And they're probably also, not to say that they don't agree with what Ishigami said, but they're probably also just happy that he gave them an out to hang out with each other, because they know they weren't going to say that otherwise.
But I don't think he did that knowing. He probably actually wanted to hang out with them, though.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm not talking about from his side. I'm talking about Shirogane and Kaguya aren't just saying good job, Ishigami, because they thought he was right. I'm saying they're saying that because they knew that they weren't going to hang out unless he said something, because they're both Tsunodes.
Right, because originally they were like, Chika is the only way we can get together, which is funny because, Shirogane was like overthinking it. He's just like, every way just ends up with her calling me adorable. And then in Kaguya's mind, she's just like, damn it. Like they both know what they want, and they're both playing this fucking game of 4D chess. It's like, oh, just get over it already and just say, let's go watch fireworks. Because in Kaguya's mind, she's like, I get to see fireworks with Shirogane. Oh my god, I want to go. She's really happy about that.
Yeah. She just turned her brain off when Chika said she was going to take these trips, because she just was like, I know Chika, she's been my friend for a while, and I can never predict her behavior. So she's just like, breathing is fun.
She just was pale white, just. That was funny. Yes, good old Ishigami, though.
Yeah. So I think that about wraps up Kaguya-Sama for us. Good episode. Nice progression. So we have some festivals and fireworks potentially to look forward to. So all that will be next episode. But we shall move on to our first anime of the winter 2026 season. And that is the newcomer, Journal with Witch, or Ikoku something. Koku Nikki? Koku something. Journal with
Very
Witch.
weird. It's a weird title whenever you translate it to English. I almost feel like it should be called something else because when I think of Journal with Witch, it makes it sound like, the aunt is very evil, and she's not. She's just different.
Oh yeah, it is Ikoku Nikki. Yes. I have a lot to say about this episode, so honestly,
Let's bring it on.
Honestly, I would rather you lead this whole thing, EA, because it's a lot I want to talk about.
Okay. Where do you want me to start? Just the episode?
Oh yeah, we could just go by it beat for beat if you want.
Sure. So, where do we even begin? Let me see what's a good where we could start in. Okay. Asa is wanting to become the person that she wants to be, and I honestly think she doesn't know what that is. It's definitely something that she stuck with her, especially since that one conversation with that one dude where she was just flat out, I don't know, I think he insulted her by calling her short, but he was just like, I didn't mean it like little as in like you're short, I just meant as in you're young because I'm an adult. But she's like, I want to be what I want to be, and he's just like, I like that, kind of like giving her kudos and whatnot. So this episode kind of, I guess, embodies that in a way.
Yeah, I think this episode, Asa was beginning to isolate herself more and more. What we've been seeing, I think, throughout the time where these past two episodes, where she finally acknowledges her parents' death in a serious way, because that was something that was always, that she always talked flippantly about. It was always kind of dismissive. I mean, she even joked about it with these, it wasn't even really a friend group, but it was just some people at her school, some classmates that she kind of talked about.
Like new people that she just got introduced, because I think it was the first day of like high school or something. Yeah, my parents are dead, and they just kind of looked at her like, oh, that sucks. And they just kept walking.
Yeah, so it's the first time that she really addressed that in a serious manner. And again, I think this episode really is showing you how isolated she feels through, I think the biggest thing, or the biggest example of this, is what we see with Arimi. And I'll talk about these characters more in detail later. But Asa is texting Arimi, and Arimi is doing what she's doing. And she's kind of ignoring her. And she feels a little bit of guilt because she believes that she can't ever abandon Asa in any way because of what happened to her parents, because she would feel like she would be letting her down completely. So there's like this ting of guilt that comes with their relationship. There's a lot more weight to it than it was before. It's not as innocent as it used to be. So and then also what Arimi is doing is she's getting more serious about what she wants to do in her life. Like she's getting more into science, because she has another friend that wants to be a doctor, and she's very serious about her goals. And again, that's another character we'll talk about. And then when you see Makio, it seems like she's getting a better relationship with Kasamachi, her boyfriend, because she's just on the phone and he's venting about his dad in the hospital and whatnot, and it just seems like he's really putting her in a good mood, because usually when we see Makio, she's always like kind of like dragging herself around, moping about, but Kazamachi is always somebody who can get her mood to swing upwards. So it's like the person that she has as a mother figure now she's always been really aloof and a little distant. Her friend who was her anchor, she's kind of doing her own thing now, and now she's not exactly, Asa's not the priority for her anymore, it seems. And when it comes to this club stuff, because they have this audition for a vocalist for this big concert that they're doing, and initially she's like, okay, I'm going to try for these auditions, and then later in the episode she just goes, fuck that, I don't want to stand out.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that was very much like, that's anticlimactic.
yeah, it's just, I think what's going on is that she's starting
like anyway.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm okay being in the background. It just seems that she's kind of given up on being ambitious, and she's just progressively showing herself to be more and more lost. And it makes sense considering everything that's going on, because it feels like for her, time has stopped, but for everybody else, things have been moving forward. And I think that's why she always talks to Makio about her loneliness and whatnot. Because for Makio, being alone does not equal loneliness. But for Asa, a kid who is now the void of the love that she was getting from her mother, she doesn't really have that affection, and she doesn't really know where to go from this spot. She's tried to be very cheery and upbeat about it, but I think the weight and the gravity of the things that she's lost is actually starting to, have an impact on her.
Rear its ugly head. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, that is definitely, that's a lot for anybody. Nonetheless, just someone that just lost their parents, and
both parents.
Both parents. It's been over a year.
Yeah.
And that was something I noticed too. Like, I think it was the episode prior where they even announced there, it's like, it's been a full year since that all happened. I'm like, wow. Just goes to show you how quickly everything's going by. That sometimes life can just go by so quick, and before you know it, you're just like, damn, it's already been a year since I lost my parents. But yeah, I think it's at the point now where we're getting. I mean, she's acted out before. She's did school. She's bought a laptop that she didn't say anything about it, and it's a teenager. Teenagers rebel in certain ways, but when you add loss and the feeling of loneliness into it, she's gonna rebel in a huge way here in the future. I think it's gonna be something big. Maybe not so much running away, because she did ditch school a few times, but I feel like maybe she's going to like explode, and maybe just like, because she's kind of done that before with the whole thinking about her mom and the whole journal thing with her mom.
Going back to her running away, I think she said something in that whole fiasco that was very important. Remember when she was lashing out at Kasamachi? She was saying, she said something to the effect of, you don't really care about me, you're just trying to get closer to Makio. I think she can't accept the fact that she's not someone's main priority, because for her, when she had her parents, specifically her mom, from everything we can see in her flashback and the journal that we got from her mom loved her with all her heart. That's probably like the only thing that she had in her life that she truly devoted herself to, was her daughter.
Yeah.
So I think Asa is really feeling the impact of that, because she feels like Makio doesn't prioritize her. She's not, for her, she knows Makio doesn't see her as her number one priority, even though that may not be true exactly. But that's just how she feels. She feels that nobody, not that nobody loves her. It's just that she feels that nobody values her to the utmost. like she had with her mom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. That's just got to take a heavy toll on anybody, you know. And I think this episode in particular is just maybe her just going through the ebbs and flows. Like maybe she's just, I want to be my own person, but I don't want to stand out. I want to do this, but I don't want to be in front of people because I'll be embarrassed. I definitely feel like she's lost. And I think another contributing fact to that as well is because when you see the flashbacks with her mom, she made a lot of choices for her. She did, here's your, what looks good? What's this? What's that? Wear this one. I think that one looks good. You should do this. Like kind of basically took care of her, which again, as a parent, you should. But I feel like she always, not that she didn't give her the choice, but it definitely felt like that she kind of like was in control of her life, because the one time that she decided to be different, she cut all her hair, and what did her mom do? You look like a boy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just think that really affected her. So I think she, after a while was given those choices. Now she has to do her own choices again. I think maybe that kind of, not that it's, what's the word? Not harassment. I'm trying to think of what it is. Anyway, like she has to make her own choice now, and maybe she's afraid to do that because she remembers of the past.
Yeah. A lot of the times, and this is just people in general, having this boundless, limitless amount of choices, being thrust into the unknown cripples you. For a lot of people, they just want to be guided. They want to be told, do this or do that. You have these options in front of you, pick one. A lot of people would like to be, because that's easy. It drives you in a direction versus you having to venture out and take that step forward into the darkness. It's really hard for people, and especially for someone like Asa, who had that guiding light no longer be here anymore. And she's trying to look for it in other people. I feel she's trying to look for it in Makio. And Makio's like, I'm just not that for you. I can't replace your mom. She's kind of been trying to look for it in Arami, and kind of like in their camaraderie. And Arami seems to be doing her own thing because she has her own life. And I think that's one thing that I really like about this anime is it feels that everybody, it's going to sound weird, but it feels like all of these characters are alive in a sense that they all have their own story to tell. It doesn't feel like they're just here to progress whatever theme that they want with Asa or Makio or whatever. It feels like they have their own, you could focus on these characters and it's going to be interesting. Like they've done that with, they go into Kazamachi, they've gone to Arami, some of these characters who are more in the background because, these aren't main characters, but they feel like they have a lot of agency towards them where their life doesn't revolve around just the two main characters, so to speak. And I think that's starting to affect Asa because, again, I think she's starting to realize that she needs to go out there and be her own person. That's why that quote, I want to become the person I want to be, is like, that's something it keeps reoccurring for her because I don't think she's sure what she wants to be. And right now she's trying to take the easy way out of like not standing out. Speaking of which, I feel like there is a little more to talk about with her backstory regarding when she was singing, and she asked how her dad feels about it, and then he gives,
oh my god, oh well, yeah, it was, great.
Yeah, he was like, you stood out. I think that really affected her in a way where it's like, the dad hasn't ever been a primary focus for the show. But
By the way, the worst dad in the history of anime, just by being the worst. Not like he's like a terrible father or whatever, but he's just, you could talk to a wall and get more of a conversation out of it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's the thing. From what we saw, it was like episode 7 when we saw. I've been calling her Asa's mom the whole time. She has a name, Minori. When we saw Minori's backstory, and we got to see that he never even really wanted this family life. He didn't really want a kid. It was just them following the motions of what they think life should be. For them, traditional life is the only life that's afforded to you. And that's been a constant theme throughout the show. Going off track, when we see Arami in a cafe or the restaurant and she meets up with her friend, if you notice, there were background characters that were talking about going to a university, and they said something to the effect of, oh, even if I don't go into a university, I'll just get married and that's it. They're showing you that what society expects for them is, as women, because I'm like 90% sure this is written by a woman. What they're showing you is just a patriarchal society of women being put in a place of, you get married, that's your function in life, this is how you should live it. And it's been shown through a lot of different characters. But with Arami, or not Arami, but with Minori and her story, she felt like that was something she had to do. She felt pressure to get married as soon as she can, because all her friends were getting married, and it's like, okay, I gotta have a kid. And she didn't even get married. She just had a kid, and they never really married because the dad didn't want to get married.
I thought that was interesting too, of the fact that she has a mom and dad. They weren't even fucking married and all that. I was just like, huh, that's interesting. But it showed, Asa's mom just basically she kind of did the whole, well, this is what society expects of me and this is what I got. And I think maybe she didn't like that fact. She definitely was jealous of Machio, or Makio when it comes to her lifestyle, because not only was she not tied down, but she got to do what she wanted to do because she set out to do it and did it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what Minori wanted for Asa. She wanted Asa. Asa was her hope. She wanted Asa to not follow in her footsteps of feeling shackled by society's norms, getting married, and if she wants to do that, that's fine. But she doesn't want her life to be dictated by social norms, because that's constantly what we keep seeing through other characters, that they keep getting bogged down by what they're supposed to do. Like, literally, look at Kazamachi. His dad was like, oh, I want you to be a lawyer or something like that. I want you to be a lawyer. And then Kazamachi ends up being like a bank teller, and that disappoints his dad. Yeah. And they have a big argument. You look at Makio, and we already know her whole situation. She ends up being an author and, kind of being estranged from the family, being a black sheep, so to speak. And then you have a character like Arami, which we see in this episode. They don't outright say it, but I mean, she's a lesbian.
Heavily implied.
Yeah, she's lesbian. And we already know, like, Japan and a lot of other countries for that matter isn't too accepting of lesbian gay relationships. So she's also living her life opposite, or in a different direction of where typical society would lead you, or would try to lead you.
Yeah, so many things to unpack, not just in this episode, but this whole series, and it's so good. The fact that you could just dissect everything, and I don't know, just from any little thing, it just tells a story. So, see, what's something that we haven't discussed? Her friend Chi Chi.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Chi Chi, from Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So they focus on her because she's Arami's friend who wants to be a doctor, and it's like, okay, cool. She's kind of there. We don't really know where they're going with that until we get to the end of the episode where she's crashing out
Yes.
because she's been rejected from a university for being a woman because she's reading this article that shows that this university is basically filtering out student or like poorly grading them based on uniform, basically doing whatever they can to keep women out of the field. And one detail I did notice when I first watched this episode, because I watched it twice, so shelf that for a second. Arami, when she was having breakfast with her dad sitting at the table, there was a news he was watching the news, and they were talking about a doctor. It was a female doctor, and the anchor was talking like very disparaging about her. He was like, well, he was just talking about her appearance. He was like, well, she's too cute to be a doctor. And it was just showing you like how
As if that has anything to do with anything.
Yeah, it was just showing you the misogyny that comes with not being respected in a certain field, being a woman. So you have that, and then you pair it with what you got at the end of the episode, which that was a real thing of a university rejecting women applicants and using like this like really fraudulent grading system. That's a real thing. Happened in 2018. I forgot the university. I wish I had it in front of me, but it was a real thing.
Also in Japan?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the manga came out around the same time and they wrote that in there specifically because of that.
I think so, because I think this manga ran from 2018 to 2023. Let me see. 2017 to 2023. The incident happened The incident happened 2018. So.
Oh yeah, they definitely added it in for that very specific reason. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Did anything happen to that university? Slap on the wrist? What?
I have no clue. I didn't do a follow up on
Probably
it.
a slap. Yeah, probably a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think they're showing, again, just how the patriarchal society works. But I also think this is going to relate to Asa in a way where she's seeing someone be very passionate about their ambitions being crushed by society. And maybe this is going to be a wake up call for her to, try to try. I got one of my favorite quotes from a show I've been watching, Anne Shirley. And she said something that somebody probably said before, but I don't know. The way that they said it really got to me. The quote is, "The next best thing to trying and succeeding is trying and failing." Simple. Just
That's nice.
Yeah, just you have to try. You got to take that step forward. And I think Asa right now, she's seeing the playing field and things are starting to suffocate her to the point where she's taking herself out the game completely. She's given up the fight before it even has begun. And I think an example of that is her bowing out in these auditions, because this is something that she really wanted to do before. But now, because one person said, they were talking about this one girl that was getting bullied, and they're like, this one girl's like, oh, she shouldn't stand out too much, because if she stands out too much, she might get bullied. And then there was the other baseball bro that came in there, and he's like, man, these seniors are really on my ass. And they were like, what do you expect? You're the star of the team, so they expect a lot out of you. I think Asa is running from expectations and really just disappointment, because you can't be disappointed if there are no expectations.
True. True. Yeah. Oops. Sorry, I hit something on the... It's all broken now.
You just got to Control Z.
No, I did it. I fixed it.
Okay.
All good now. But, is there anything else to unpack? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got this one. I love this part of this episode. This may be my favorite one, where Juno talks to Makio and says that Asa and them are bonded forever. And I can definitely speak to that. I think anyone can speak to that. But I feel it speaks to me as a parent, especially, that, our children are born, we raise them. We can't kick them out at the door at 18 and just be like, well,
my job is done.
We're no longer bonded. That's the end of the road. Let me see how the Cardinals, that's all that stuff. But no, I loved that whole statement because it's so true. Like, no matter how old they get, they will always be bonded to you. Whether they move out, whether they live halfway across the world, doesn't matter. They're always going to be bonded to you. And I just, in Makio's eyes, it's like, yeah, I don't really love her, but I kind of, she lives here. But, there's going to get a point when she gets old and graduates and I'm going to be done with it. But that's when Juno was just like, you're bonded to that girl for the rest of your life. I hope you understand that. And she just kind of like thought about it and was like, guess I never really thought of it that way, but it's true.
Yeah. I really like that too. What's good, Midnight? Says, sup, y'all, on this Monday. What's going on? Yeah, I like first and foremost that Makio's viewpoint was challenged, because for the most part, I think in this series, she is usually the voice of reason. Usually whatever she says, we take, and it's kind of like sage wisdom, because, she's a very intelligent individual and she has a lot of life experience to impart wisdom on somebody. But she doesn't get everything right. She is living life and stumbling along the way just like everybody else. And, Juno is telling her, she may grow up and whatnot, but you guys are always going to have a certain relationship of guardian and child, because, you're going to take care of her for the better part of like 4 years or so. That means something. It doesn't just wash away after that time has been served. So just it just doesn't work like that. Human relationships are like threads in a way where they get tangled so much you can't untie the knot anymore. It just is there. Really, and the only way to get rid of it is to cut it off completely. So they are bonded forever in a respect. So yeah, that was one of my favorite moments in the episode too. And then after that, Makio was looking at baby pictures of Asa and looking at it fondly. She's just like looking at baby Asa and everything. And
right. And then she saw the first picture that she took of her, when she was living with her after her parents died and everything. And I can't remember exactly what it was that she said at the end because it was all in her mind. But I think I can't remember exactly word for word, but essentially it was just like the whole, maybe it was the previous episode where she said this. Anyway, it was essentially just the, how am I going to move on from this? I can't necessarily move on, but, maybe I should have taken a better photo. Maybe I should have this kind of like, I don't know, because the whole show has these themes of like regret and stuff like that. And maybe it was one of those things.
Yeah, when she was looking through the pictures, she was thinking, because she has like this flashback of her and her sister running around and them taking
Yeah.
pictures because her mom said
That's
that you're
right.
going to look back at this fondly. And you know, after she has that memory, she thinks about her sister and she says she probably didn't want to die. And I think she said that
Yeah.
because she's looking at these old pictures of Asa, seeing her grow up, and she's probably thinking she probably wanted to have these experience with her daughter. So yeah, very interesting stuff. I don't know if this means that Makio's starting to see a different side of her sister that she never really thought of. Either way, I think what the content that we've been getting has been pretty incredible. I think the only thing to talk about that we didn't really go into detail about is the Arami stuff, which yeah.
She's gay.
You're gay. Yeah, she's playing footsies, and I mean, like, yeah, if you had any doubt, they're like holding fingers, you know, they're grappling fingers, and I mean, and the girl just straight up says, "That's what I like about you," and then she blushes profusely, and it's like, yeah, we know what this is.
Yeah. We know what this is. This is Yuri, and this is why Sasuke loves the series.
This is the only reason why.
It's the only reason why. Oh man.
Midnight says, here's one of the questions. If you pull up home and go to your room, what would you do if you see another man laying back in your bed? Hands fold behind head, socks off, everything.
Jesus Christ. What am I thinking? I'm definitely thinking what in the world has happened to my girlfriend, and why is there a guy tied up? Did he do something? What?
Well, no,
torture?
I think he's saying like the dude is not like restrained. He's just like this with his socks off, like he owns the place or something.
Oh. For some reason in my mind, I was picturing him hogtied.
Freudian slip. That's the unconscious mind speaking.
I guess so. So I'm bad. Hands folded behind. That man is a friend in context.
I'm going to shoot him.
So if my friend had hands folded behind his head, socks off and everything, I guess I'd be confused and say, what are you doing in here?
I'm going to shoot him.
Even if he's your friend?
Yeah. Because he's my friend, I'm going to shoot him. Because he knows better.
You're going to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, I won't make him suffer. He was waiting for you to come home. Well,
so now the plot thickens.
Well, now he can wait. I'll wait for him in heaven, or he can wait for me in heaven. I'll send him to a better place.
Till I see you again.
See you at crossroads.
So you won't be lonely.
Yeah. But that was pretty much
what a way to end this episode.
Yeah. Oh, another detail I noticed when I was looking at the picture. I'll send you the picture. But yeah, the dad is pretty much a piece of shit. Cause the baby picture of Asa, if you look at the dad, he's just you see the mom holding Asa, and then the dad's just like, I don't even think he has a mouth in the screenshot. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, please tell me I have it in this folder. Please, 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 please. Okay, here it is, I think.
Let's take a look. Put a gun to his head. He'll look happier.
Yeah, he'd be a little more excited. Yeah.
My God. Yeah, that's horrible. But yeah.
I think that's why Asa
nice series.
I think that's why Asa never talks about her dad. Like anytime she talks about her family or her parents, it's always her mom.
What redeeming qualities does he have? He was just kind of there.
Yeah. Yeah. He brought
he paid child support.
He brought napkins to the party.
He wasn't even good enough to bring ice, but he bought napkins, those cheap dollar napkins.
All right. That is Journal with Witch. Very good episode. Now we are moving on to the one, the only, the series with the best elves, in my opinion. Frieren. Season 2. Episode 7. So
nice.
Apologies, y'all, because I kind of spoiled people as to what was going to happen this episode.
He did it. He even spoiled me.
To my credit, the moment that I spoiled, it wasn't content in a it was in a manga, but it happened at the end of a chapter. So it wasn't actually in the chapter, you know, if that makes any sense. So I didn't think they were going to animate this at all. But I'm glad that they did, because it was pretty funny.
Yeah, very interesting. So we got the head pats. We got the flashback for it's Sire, right? Or how's it pronounced? Zere? Zawaldo?
Zere? I think.
I'm gonna say Sire. I don't care. But she
You fool!
they animated that where she got the head pats and was also hiding behind. Was it the chair or was it Ginu that she was hiding behind?
Ginu.
I don't know. She was like hiding. Yeah, okay. She was hiding behind Ginu. Like, no, she keeps patting my head. Tell her to leave me alone. And that's when Gino's like, only 10 minutes a day. Stop touching her head.
Like 10 minutes.
And, yeah. Oh, come on. And she sees Frieren and thinks she's so adorable. They're on this mission to like find these fucking demons, by the way. But nothing scares Methode. She's just like, oh, you're so cute. Can I pet your head? No, I'm over 1,000 years old. I'm the oldest one here. You're not gonna, patronize me and degrade me by doing this shit.
I'm an adult.
What if I give you this this spell on how to peel eggshells or something?
It was to not get eggshells in like crack eggshells without getting the shells in whatever. That was a spell. Something super
stupid spell.
She's like, deal. Fuck yes.
Yeah,
I was
she grabbed it, and first of all, I didn't know they made a book spell that thick for something so simple. It was that big.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then she's just like, use me how you want. Pat, 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 pat. And then Fern's just like, this is ridiculous. Stop this. Stop. Well, first she was defending her, saying, no, she's not going to do this. And then she said, yes, take it. That's what she's like, Frieren, no.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I think Fern learned a hard lesson about her surrogate mom, Frieren. She's a bit of a whore when it comes to magic spells.
Give her a spell. She'll be putty in your hand. Yeah. That was pretty funny though. I just remember Frieren-sama.
Yeah, it is.
She was pissed.
Then she tries to bisect her because Methode like presses her luck. She's like, well, you said I can do anything, right? So can I get a hug? Zerie won't let me do it. And then she's like, sure, I don't give a fuck. She's like hugging her and like nuzzling her face and into Frieren's hair and everything. And Fern can't take it no more. She's like, please give me my mom back. And
she said, that's it. I've had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
What's funny?
And then the demons are just looking at this shit like, what the fuck? Is this what humans do?
What are they? These humans are weird. What are they doing? Some kind of ritual of pressing flesh against each other and pulling themselves away at the same time. That's very odd.
I've seen
Well,
that
let's
one.
just get the drop on them.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode was basically just set up for these fights that we're going to get, because although we get the initiation of the fight between the demons that are going up against Fern, Frieren, and Methode, we don't actually get full fleshed out fights. It's just the beginning of it. And that's another thing too. So the ladies all go to hunt the demons and smoke them out of their hiding place, while you have Ginu, the fellas, Ginu and Stark, who stay behind to protect the dead bodies so that they don't get desecrated by the demons. And I thought an interesting part of that was the main demon, Revolte. He is strategizing
What a
against
name.
them. Yeah. He's strategizing against them, and his underlings are really gung-ho about taking these guys out because they're powerful and they think they have enough firepower to take them out. So they're like, let's fucking do this. Let's rush them. And he's like, no. Hold back. I want to split them up because I just have a bad feeling about them. Smart decision. Very smart decision. And he knows that they're going to split up because of this human practice to want to honor the dead. And I think what made it interesting is demons they don't have this concept. So when his underling is asking him, why are they splitting up? Like they're on guard this entire time. Why would they split up? And he's like, I don't know myself. For whatever reason, they like making sure
That's just what they do.
Yeah, that's just what they do. I don't know. It's just real. I like the fact that the demons have thus far have really stuck to their nature of just being the natural predator towards humans. Because we could have had a demon, like just a human that has a demon face, pretty much, where they have an actual conscience, but these demons are very simple in that their nature is we hunt humans, we eat them, we fuck shit up, we have fun, that's it. So whenever they're introduced to these concepts that don't have any like practical line of logic to it, they're very befuddled. They don't understand what's going on. They're like, them splitting up in this situation makes no sense, but that's what humans do.
It's like the stupid cat from Madoka Magica.
You humans, I just don't understand. Why are you so mad that I put your soul in the egg?
Right?
It's so more convenient.
You get to live forever now. What's the big deal? Yeah, I know. I like that part about them too. It makes them, not only does it make them more demon-like, it separates the whole fact that you can reason with them and that, oh, they're human-like. I mean, the only thing that they are like human-esque is maybe in looks, but other than that, they're the furthest thing from humans.
Yeah, like I always like I always like when demons would do the whole thing, because we saw it last episode, or where they would like beg for mercy and be like, I got a family, because they don't understand why that works for humans. They don't understand why that would make a human hesitate. They just replicate it because they've seen it work.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. I like the demons in this series.
Yeah. So yeah, like the demons in the forest split them up by just carpet bombing the place. They end up splitting Methode away from the rest of the party. So one demon is fighting Methode, the other demon is supposed to be fighting Frieren and Fern, but really it's just Fern, because Frieren's like, you're first class mage. This is supposed to be your responsibility. Like this
You got this.
Yeah. And Fern is very not confident about fighting this demon, but Frieren keeps instilling confidence or trying to instill confidence in her, saying, no, you got it. And one thing that I would say with Frieren is I would always trust Frieren in a battle setting. Frieren is very adept at battle. Like,
Yeah.
say what you want about her. Like, yeah, she's kind of lazy, doesn't want to get up in the morning, all this other stuff.
She gets caught by mimics all the time.
A magic whore, all this stuff. But whenever it's wartime, when it's time to fight, she's the person to trust. She analyzes things very quickly. She knows how to delegate responsibility. And I think probably one of her best traits when it comes to fighting is that she can read the discrepancy between power levels too. She can recognize, Fern, you have the talent to beat the, because this happened in season 1 when they were fighting those demons, when Frieren was fighting Aura and Fern had her battle against I had your name in my head. I don't have it anymore.
He was the pretty boy. I remember.
Yeah. But they weren't, or Fern wasn't confident in fighting against him either. But Frieren's just like, Fern, stick to the basics. When it comes to the fundamentals of magic, just being able to spell cast faster than anybody else, that's all you need. You don't need anything extravagant, anything fancy. Just do what you need to do and you'll win the fight.
Yeah. And she could read all their power levels, because that's the thing, like she said about demons, is that they love to show off how strong they are. And, you know, Frieren is very much, she suppresses everything. So they don't know how strong she is until it's too late.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have those fights. And then we get the biggest fight of pretty much the season. Revolt swoops in like an Elden Ring boss and goes up against Ginu and Stark. Stark is getting like manhandled right now. He's just trying to survive. But
he looks like an Elden Ring boss.
Yeah. He would be a cool Elden Ring boss. But they're fighting against him. And he has a real cool sword power, which is something I already seen before.
Dude.
I think
Crazy.
I think the person that I've seen this before from was Izuru from Bleach. He's the one with the sword that looks like a 7, where he can change the weight of the sword. Well, his is a little different, because what he would do is that he would hit your sword and he would change the weight of your sword when he would hit it. So when we hit it,
you changed the weight just now.
So when he would hit it, he would like double the weight every time he would clash swords. So
that's right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So yeah, but this guy can change the weight of his swords. He can make it super light whenever he wants to, and then he can make it really heavy. So very hard.
That's insane.
Opponent. Yeah.
Yeah. That is an insane skill. I just love how Gino is not even like frightened by it at first. I mean, it kind of goes at the very beginning of the episode where we see a little bit of his past, you know, because the beginning kind of shows how Method and Gino come to be buddies because of Zere, how she just is like, hey, you guys are now part of this group. So we see Gino's past, and it involves, lo and behold, the 4-armed sword demon guy, and killed one of his, was it his brother or like his really good friend?
It was his partner. So his previous partner that was working with him in the North Plateau died to this demon.
Yeah. So the whole reason why he stayed back, I think he had a feeling he knew he was going to see this guy. Just a sneaking suspicion. And Stark, you know, wanted to protect him and everything because maybe he felt it too. But yeah, it's a personal vendetta when it comes to Gino. He's ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah. I feel like the Levi comparison is much more much more appropriate here, just from what I said last podcast. But the further that, you know, Levi always acts really cold, but there's a burning passion with him, especially when it comes to revenge and things of that nature, because we know his whole attitude towards Zeke, you know, whenever he was having his clashes with him. So I think this is the same situation where, although it looks like Ginu, because just his default face, it looks like he couldn't give a fuck less. I think he really does care a lot, because he always frames himself as a bad person. I don't really care about this. I don't care about that. But all his actions contradict that. So I don't totally buy it. I think he's a tsundere.
He's a tsundere.
Yeah.
He's very jaded, if nothing else. But he unleashed his power, some wing arc type, and he's ready to fuck shit up. And it even made old Lord Revolte excited. Oh, how very interesting! This human has wings. I can't wait to fight him.
Yeah. So we'll see what powers he has in store, and if he is motivated by revenge next episode. But that about does it for Frieren Season 2, Episode 7. And thusly, we have one more anime to talk about tonight, and that is none other.
Hello, Ellie.
Yes, what is
Welcome
good,
in.
Ellie? He says monster also lurking because Frieren. JJK, The Culling Game, Part 1, Episode 9. This is a kill or pass episode. This was just a fight. This whole episode was
fucking much.
Whole episode was Yuji versus Higuruma. And I just gotta ask you a question, EA. Or maybe you should be asking me, because I play Ace Attorney. You know, a lawyer game, whatnot. I've watched Better Call Saul. I've watched some episodes of Judge Judy. I don't know when or where lawyers learn how to fight like this.
I mean, I guess if you're a lawyer, you could have hobbies. You know, I'm just saying.
This 36-year-old man was not just boxing in his spare time to be able to fight with Yuji. There's no way.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, because, you know, not to say that he couldn't, but he killed a bunch of people. This is the same guy that killed like up to 20 people because of this whole powers that he has and whatnot, which interesting, cool powers, by the way. I like his powers very much. I feel like I've seen it in a few video games where it's this type of power, where if you say or do a certain thing, you'll lose something or gain something. So I thought that was cool. But he just, you know, maybe it's the power of him becoming a sorcerer in that short amount of time. He knows how to fight, Sasuke. What could I say?
I mean, for me, I'm not really complaining about it. I just find it really funny that he's able to fight on par with Yuji hand to hand, just because Yuji has been fighting all his life. So him having like the martial art ability, I think makes sense. Albeit I get it. He's like 16, 17, whatever. That's just shown in tax that we give.
Yeah.
But like, for me, the more believable thing is just his ability, because that isn't something that's rooted in that like just training or anything. That just goes with the whole, he's kind of a genius that is able to understand he's able to reverse engineer the barriers, and he's able to get a grasp on his technique as soon as he gets it quickly. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I think it makes things way more interesting because you can have a modern day sorcerer be on par with the old sorcerers, because from what Kenjaku did with awakening all these old sorcerers, it felt like he was bringing all these people back who are going to just like curb stomp all the current sorcerers, because these guys are really old magic users that's been perfecting their craft for years upon years and years. So how the hell could regular modern day sorcerers keep up with that? But
Gonna get you.
but this is how, with overpowered abilities like this, because his ability can just straight up one shot you. With this whole trial, he can strip you of your cursed ability, techniques, and if things are super serious, because he puts them on a trial for all those hundreds of thousands people that Sukuna killed in Yuji's body, he can just straight up send you to your execution with the blade that will just end you. And you know, without your cursed ability, there's nothing you can really do. Because the whole time Yuji was fighting against him, he wasn't fighting with any of his cursed ability. It was just pure physical technique. That's it.
Yeah, crazy. And even that's what Higuruma was saying. This guy doesn't even have any cursed power. And he's able to keep. Damn, hold still. He has his gavel that turns into a hammer, and it's pretty cool. It extends and it moves down and all that other stuff. Couldn't lay a hit on him. Couldn't lay a touch. I mean, he did eventually get him when he was, doing that whole power thing and whatever. But eventually, he's just like, retrial. And that's when he figured it out. It's like, oh, because the first trial was something stupid. Like he was underage and he went and gambled at a casino or something, pachinko arcade game or something, which is illegal and you can't do that. Blah blah blah. So he was trying his best to be like, I just went into the bathroom to use the bathroom. Yeah, that's it. I just went inside to go potty, and then he's evidence right here, and it's a camera view of him cashing out at an ATM, and he's like, "Shit,
yeah,
he got me."
Yeah. So it's an ability that is pretty overpowered, because as long as you committed a crime, because think about a crime as petty as that was able to strip him of his ability. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody could be put to trial on there, unless you're just like a baby or something. They were like, what about this traffic violation that you got?
Yeah. Or if you're like Kid Goku, because remember that one guy that had the power that could use it against you? Like if I forgot what it was. It was in early Dragon Ball. Like he could do something to your mind if you had like negative thoughts or whatever. And then he was like doing it to Goku, and he was just like, is this supposed to do something? And he's like, you don't have any negative thoughts? And he's like, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's essentially like if you were to do it on somebody that didn't have any kind of, never did anything bad their whole life, yeah, that would be kind of a fail. It's like what would the cursed energy be? It's like, you're on trial for being a jerk. The person can't find anything.
You're ugly.
Like, is it illegal to be a jerk?
Yeah.
I call for a retrial.
Yeah, I would imagine that if he failed to convict somebody, that the domain expansion would just cease, and then he would just have to fight him with his own curse energy, like hand to hand. Which, I mean, even though he was doing what he was doing to Yuji this episode, within mind that he was doing this to a Yuji who didn't have his curse ability, it's actually not that impressive when we're comparing him to a regular sorcerer like Megami or somebody like that. It's impressive in a sense that this dude was a regular human a couple weeks ago, and now he's doing all this. It's impressive in that sense.
Yeah.
But compared to any other sorcerers who innately know martial arts, if he were to
Yeah.
fight them without this domain expansion, they would probably beat his ass.
They'd own his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure a thing. When he called for the retrial and it was about the whole killing of people and the Shinjuku incident, he just flat out looked at it and said, "Yeah, I did it. I killed those people."
Yeah.
And the curse was just blood coming from his eyes. Guilty!
Yeah.
And then it's what got the sword that could touch you and then you're dead. But also that was cool within that power. He could see everything that you did, I guess. Like, so that's how he kind of knew the truth, which that's fucking convenient. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think though, that was really telling that Yuji was so accepting of admitting guilt for that, because it's something that really ate at him. When that happened, remember, it was at the end of the episode, he saw all the destruction that Sukuna caused in his body, and he's like literally digging his nails into the ground, just so distraught.
Screaming.
Yeah. You know, that's something that's really impacted Yuji in a negative way. And I think, although he wasn't guilty for that, it's not like Higuruma said, it's not even like he just gave Sukuna control over his body or whatever. He was
fed fingers.
Yeah. Force fed him too. Like Arby's or something.
Yeah,
Get that bitch on.
He was force fed Arby's fingers and just, I think he gave him like 10 Sukuna fingers or 15. I don't know, like a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, that awakened Sukuna, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah. So, he feels immense guilt for that because he was just powerless to stop him from coming out, and that caused a whole bunch of deaths. So, I guess that's the parallel between these two characters, because Higuruma also feels guilt for what he did because he ended up killing the judge and the prosecutor when he awakened his power. Because after the fight with Yuji, he uses the 100 points to add the rule that Yuji wanted, which is players can now exchange points. Yeah. And because they can exchange points, the rule of if you don't earn a point in 19 days, you get stripped of your curse technique. Now, because they wanted that rule just so Megumi's sister, who was a non-combatant, wouldn't die within those 19 days, because obviously she wouldn't earn a point. So now they have a way to protect her. But point I was making was, with Higuruma killing the judge and the prosecutor, he felt guilt for that, and he was just like, after the fight, he was like, yeah, I'm just going to turn myself in. So these guys are both, really, feel guilt about some of the things that they've done and willing to take responsibility for it.
And I guess this is the last time. I don't know. It was like, maybe that's the last time we'll see anything of Higuruma. I do know that apparently this season, that's the last time we're going to see Yuji, because I guess the rest of the season's going to be between this fight that you were talking about between Megumin and Receipt's shirt.
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be interesting fight to see. I'm looking forward to that, because even though that was pretty much the whole episode in a nutshell, the animation was gorgeous and on display as always. So I can only imagine what the next episode is going to look like too.
For sure. So, yeah. We passing this show? Or are we killing it?
Well, we've made it this far. Like I said, strangely enough, this season's been an interesting one. For sure. This is part 1 of the Culling games. I don't know how many parts there's going to be in total, but I'm assuming there's going to be a part 2 if there's a part 1. I want to see the next fight. So I want to pass it. Yes, I'm a meathead. I want to pass it.
Pass.
Oh, he's coming in with the gavel. Oh, okay. I thought you were order.
And I will pass this episode as well. I'm really excited for the Megami Reggie fight. I wonder how you're going to feel about a character that's coming up. I don't know if you watched the previews, but yeah.
I try not to watch the previews. I mean, even if I do, I kind of like how they do the previews because it's all in like black and white, so you don't really see everything all that much, and it's just like really quick. But even then, I'm not one for previews ever since, just because I feel like previews always spoil everything. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen next.
All right. Well, we are passing it. Passing it. Passing it.
Soiled it. So, that episode of SpongeBob. I soiled the Krusty Krab name. Soiled it.
Okay. Ellie said here again for last minute, meathead EA. Oh, we're all meatheads at some point. Well,
Yeah.
we have the last segment of the podcast. Viewer.
Question.
Okay.
We got 2 this week.
I'll read the first one. Have you guys put any of your family members onto anime? Yes. My brother. My little brother.
Yes, my son. Because everyone else in my family growing up didn't know what it was, nor did they care. And when I told my parents about it, my stepdad said, "Is that the thing with tentacles?" So I refuse to talk any anime when it comes to my parents.
Jesus.
But my son's a fan. So
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what anime I put him on to specifically, or if it was just anime in general, but I would like to say Kill La Kill at the very least. I would like to say. I usually don't talk anime with my brother like that. There's some things that we mutually watch that we'll talk about, or that we'll reference, like Naruto, for example, or something like that. But yeah.
it was, for me, I think it was like Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything that was popular at the time, we'd watch.
You know what moment that we always reference from My Hero?
I don't know.
It's the I don't know why the scene is just so funny to me. I think you had to watch it in dub for the specific line, but it's in season 1 of My Hero when Shigaraki and the rest of his goons, the villains, attack the school, and they get their ass whooped by All Might, and then Shigaraki is like looking at his Nomu, and he's looking at the rest of his team get whooped, and he just goes, "You cheated." I was like that at that time. I didn't know what we were getting for Shigaraki. So when he said that line, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, why is he so lackluster? Like, who says that after
cheated?
I was like, who says that after losing?
No, right? Oh, you're stronger and better at me than this. Oh, you cheated. I don't see how that's cheating, but okay.
Oh, but yeah. One more question.
Next question. What's your favorite and least oh my god. What's your favorite and least favorite part of being in the anime community? Okay. I'll just go with my favorite part. Everybody loves the same stuff you got. You don't have to explain yourself. You know, you don't have to be like, yeah, they're 12 years old, but they used to be 40. They don't look at you weird like people that don't watch anime. Like, everybody has their likes, and I feel like everybody's real accepting when it comes to just like, if it's not, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like, especially growing up, just like if you were just a fan, you just accepted people, you know. I mean, I know anime is more popular now, but I definitely remember just even if you just like dropped a little hint of anime, you could just like scoot on over to the conversation and be like, I'm a fan of said anime, and then you just talk for hours.
I think, I think my favorite part of the anime community is just, I feel like it just opens your world up to different perspectives. Because I feel like more than any medium I've been witness to that I've experienced, anime gives you like the most diverse amount of like places you can go, because it literally comes from the imagination. You're not using real people, so it's so many different things and so many different areas and so many different like issues I've seen tackled through anime. And because you have so much diversity in it, it gives you these very unique perspectives and opinions that you get that I don't think you get in any other community. I mean, I'm not, because you could get this in movies, obviously, but I think for like kind of the mainstream stuff, you see more diversity in the mainstream. You know, so I think that's what it is for me. So that's my favorite part. Just being able to see these diverse and unique opinions, because it feels like you can't get it anywhere else. Whereas my least favorite part of the anime community, I hate hype beast. I hate like the whole popularity contest thing that we have every single year.
Yeah. About
people beating their chest about this being the best thing ever, or best girl. Agreed. And stuff like that. Cause I think that just diminishes and kind of disrespects some things that we may get that year or even previous to it. Really, I guess in general, just like stan culture. And that goes with any community, honestly. But I just think it's really stupid to box yourself into just one thing and rep it wholeheartedly with your life. Especially when, because it's always funny when something comes out about said series, whether it's because like the author did something or he said something stupid, and now you're just looking like a dumbass because you got to defend that series now. So
least favorite part for me probably has to be pretty much the same stuff you said. Just the spoiler culture, the manga stands, where if there's a fucking anime and people just, that's not what happened in the manga, that's not what happened, they did it different, they took liberties, and you know what,
the elitist.
Sometimes a little change is okay if it can tell a better story. I understand if they take out certain scenes, because especially if it like if they do what they did with Tokyo Ghoul and they or Promise Goofy Land and they just fuck it up completely. Okay, you have an argument. I get it and I understand. But I don't know what's a good example of this, because I can't think of any, because I don't read that many manga. But if there's something where they maybe switch something around, or if they do it in a maybe a little different way, and then in that it translates better into the anime, that's great. But then I just hate those people that go, that's not what happened. No, that's terrible. It's bad. 0 out of 10. And if it doesn't adapt the manga 100% out of 100, then the anime is bad. And you're stupid for thinking that. That's what I can't stand so much.
Yeah, very like closed-mindedness. You know, because that happens a lot, and I'm a victim of it too. Whenever I read something, I'm watching a manga, I'm kind of like looking for a bit of accuracy, but I always try to not let it cloud my judgment as to whatever the anime is trying to deliver. Because there's been changes that I've noticed in whatever anime. Season 1 of The Promised Neverland has some changes in it, but I think it was fine, because it didn't make anything bad. It just was different. And that's what people have to keep in mind with looking for accuracy all the time, because sometimes the anime is more accurate to the author's vision, in that they may have wrote something, right? But they may not have like stood by it after time. So maybe the anime is something that they wanted to do, but didn't have the capability or the thought process to do at the time. That has happened before. That's happened.
Yeah.
That's happening with One Punch Man manga right now with like one and the web comic writer, like where he's kind of using Yusuke Murata to write some stuff that he himself didn't put in his web comic. So it happens like that sometimes. Don't treat the manga like it is a ironclad 10 commandments you had to follow.
Right. I mean, I always use this as an example. Lord of the Rings, even though it's very much faithful to the books, they took some liberties to make it into those movies. And one of those especially is the third movie with how it ends. There's a whole thing that after the Battle for Middle Earth happens, there's another little part that happens where it's something in the Hobbit town where it happens, and they took it out completely. And I understand why they did, because, you know, you had this giant epic battle, everybody goes home, everybody's done, the whole journey has ended, and then they're going to come home to yet another battle. It would just been too much. So it made sense as a movie, and it's perfect whenever you watch it. So sometimes taking liberties isn't a bad thing. So there's that. And I guess if there was going to be, I would say one other thing about anime community, I don't know. Some people can be weird about cosplay, especially when people aren't a certain race or certain something. And it's like, who fucking cares? You know, grow up, people.
My character doesn't look like that.
Right. Oh, why did you just different? Grow up, people. It's a cosplay. Everybody that dresses up is not Asian. Most of these people are Asian.
Inosuke has 8 abs, actually. Work on that.
Right, exactly. I have a gut. But the person that I'm cosplaying is muscly to the bone. It's ridiculous. So I would say that would be it for the stuff but I would also say the good outweighs the bad. Sometimes the bad can kind of, you know, be there, and you just got to kind of remind yourself that if we stop doing this and accept everybody and just, you know, enjoy anime for what it is. I'm indifferent when it comes to Sword Art Online. I'm not gonna hate people who like it or anything, call them stupid. So
that's what I'm here for.
You know. let Sasuke tell you you're stupid.
Like Asuna. Ooh.
Well, that's the last question.
Yes, that is the last question. Let me read Ellie's comment. My manga's my Bible. I cosplay Tinket once. Do I need 3 wives? Yes. And my wife has multiple personalities. Does that count? No, because they would need to come out simultaneously. Because if not, then you just have one wife with you. So they had to come out simultaneously, some way, somehow. I don't know. Maybe she could do like sock puppets or something. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Just her there, and then the two just like this.
Yeah. I mean, they did something like that at Ace Attorney. This like Rakugo artist.
That's hilarious.
Speaking of Rakugo, hey, next season, Akane Banashi. Woo! Man.
Shall be good.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lineup next season. But appreciate everybody who joined us tonight. That is it for the podcast. Really smooth. So yeah, until next time. Hope y'all have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Peace and love from the KOA family. Sasuke the Savage. Everything animated. We are out.
Later.